Hey guys, welcome to Everything Apple, and I'm just giving you a monthly update. This will be the first monthly update on Apple News. This will be for August, the month of August. So I'm going to start off with rumors. Some of the rumors I've heard so far for the month of August, and this is collective, and I'll be giving you the most updated information. Would be, for example, the iPhone 5, or the 4S, or the 4G, or whatever they're planning on calling it. So far, it seems to be the iPhone 5, so let's just call it that. Would be the fifth generation iPhone. Now, there's a lot of debate about whether it's coming out in September or in October. Most signs point to October, about the first, maybe possibly second week. Don't be surprised if um, the iPhone 5 comes out on probably the end of September, because there were rumors that AT&T had not actually officially uh, asked the employees that they were not, or they blacked out the vacation time on the last 2 weeks of September. But they're saying also that AT&T, one of the officials or high officials, has kind of spilled the beans, or has accidentally inadvertently mentioned that it might be an October launch date. Um, but it's still speculation. There still hasn't been any specific or particular time, or exactly when. Uh, they're also saying that the iPhone is being tested currently, so still no one really knows what the phone looks like, because they're thinking that it's been encased in iPhone 4 shell or cover, so that it wouldn't raise suspicions. And they're saying only very few people actually know how the phone looks. So I personally don't know what the phone would look like, obviously. Um, but there are a lot of rumors about what they think the phone will look like. Um, Also, it seems that Sprint and T-Mobile will be two of the new carriers carrying the iPhone uh, amongst all the other phones. So now this will be that all four major phone companies, at least here in California, will be carrying the iPhone, which would be AT&T, Verizon, T-Mobile, and Sprint. Um, Still, I pretty sure Sprint will actually be T-Mobile. Only heard a couple of rumors, so it might not be accurate. But again, this is just a rumor. And now they're saying that there might be two phones released: a regular one, and I believe another one that would be for people who can only afford prepaid. That way, they won't have to buy the expensive plans. And here are some of the iPhone specs that I've heard. They Some say it will probably look about the same, but the only notable change will probably be the A5 processor, the Qualcomm mode GSM slash CDMA baseband, and an 8 megapixel camera. Now, I've heard a lot about the 8 megapixel camera. That might actually be true. There's actually been a few photos leaked out there that show that it's actually pretty high, a very high resolution. Also, now they're saying maybe it might have a bigger screen and it might be thinner. Um, and There's still speculation about whether or not there'll be a home button, or if there will be a touch home button, which will actually work through gestures, rather than just pushing it, or double pushing, or triple pushing. So still speculation on that. Still uncertain about which one it'll be. Um, some have shown that it perhaps might be slimmer and wider, rather than about the same. Uh, iPhone 5 updates that are coming up, or iOS updates, which I'm assuming when the new phone comes out, the new iOS will come out to introduce it, like they did for the iPhone 4. When the iPhone 4 came out, the iOS 4 came out. So I'm going to assume that that's what they're going to do again. At least this is just my assumption, not that I've heard anything. They're saying text-to-speech might be possible. Well, they have a little microphone at the bottom, and you click and actually speak, and it should be able to text what you spoke after a preview. They're probably talking about possible turn-by-turn navigation on the new phones. Still no word about whether or not they'll be using the Google Maps, but I don't think it's possible. There also are other rumors about Apple trying to compete with, and this is a totally new rumor, about they're competing with Netflix. I don't really know the details on it, but they're thinking that they're going to try to compete with Netflix as far as subscriptions. Um, and they're also saying a lot of new apps are being approved for the iOS 5. So that's another rumor. Another thing they're saying, and I believe this is a fact, or at least it's going to happen if it hasn't happened already, which was that jailbreakers will be losing their unlimited data. So if AT&T has found out that you were tethering or hotspotting your phone through a jailbroken device, that you'll be reduced to 2 GB tethering plan for $45 without the customer's consent. So they won't ask you; they'll just do it. They'll just send you a text telling you that that's what's going to happen. But they're going to give them a chance. They're going to give them a chance to keep their plan so long as they stop tethering and buy the plan. Also, they're saying another rumor was that Nintendo was trying to. The investors in Nintendo are asking them to make games for the iOS, but Nintendo is very resistant to do that. So that might or might not happen. There are some Nintendo titles coming out, but that's due to the corporation that made the games, like Squaresoft or Capcom. Now here's some facts. They say on that as you all know, on August 24th, Steve Jobs, 56, finally retired or resigned as the CEO of Apple, and he blamed it on his health, saying he could no longer meet his duties and the expectations of the corporation. So he decided to step down and give the position over to Tim Cook, who's now the new CEO. But he is going to stay as the chairman of the board, and he's going to be an active player, per se, in the game. And the Apple Corporation, he's still an Apple employee. They're saying that his biography will be coming out on November 21st, so that's right around the corner, pretty close. And which was pushed earlier from a spring release of 2012. And they're saying it's right under 500 pages, about 450 or so. Now, another thing, maybe a lot of you have heard of this, it came out on the news. The U.S. government filed a lawsuit against AT&T and the AT&T and T-Mobile merger for a couple of reasons. One reason that I heard mostly on the news was that a lot of the merger could cause a lot of job losses because, it's not uncommon for a corporation to take over, terminate employees that are currently in that company because they want to change their habits and hire their own employees to meet their standards. Another one was that they're saying, and I heard this all over the internet, was that the merger will actually reduce the competition, meaning instead of 4 major corporations fighting each other for customers, now it's going to be 3. So I don't really know which one it is, but I'm thinking it's probably a little bit of both. But I believe the government is more worried about job protection rather than the competition, the competition, because there are still 2 other major corporations, which is Sprint and Verizon. So it's not exactly a monopoly. And lastly, they're saying that the new prototype, for those who have heard this came out all over the news as well, the new iPhone prototype of the iPhone 5 was lost by a drunken employee once again in a bar, and that's the second time this happened. Now they're saying that Apple has employed, and this happened in San Francisco, they've employed the police from San Francisco, at San Francisco Police Department, to join them in the hunt. I haven't really heard any updates about whether or not they've caught someone, but there were rumors that the phone was sold at on Craigslist for $200. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this quick review of all the Apple news for the month. So far, this is all I've heard. Remember, these are just, some of them are facts and rumors, and I did separate the facts from the rumors. Don't be surprised if some of the rumors come out to be facts, okay? So anyways, subscribe, share, like my videos, and tell your friends about this. And check out the other channels. I'll be posting the link on the comment box for gamers. Check out all games A to C. And for funny videos, mostly about my dog, check out my original YouTube link, which was under the username VanishT099. But I'll be posting the links at the bottom. Anyways, thanks guys, and have a good one.